Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Yesterday, February 11th, 2016, Sirhan Sirhan, the accused assassin of Robert Kennedy, was in the headlines for a parole meeting, something they like to do with Charles Manson and other famous people who are in prison. Anyhow, I want to show you why this was the big headline on February 11th, the 42nd day of the year. To go back in time, recall that Robert Kennedy died on June 6th after being shot late June 5th, 1968. He was shot 10 days after giving a speech about gun control, which was a major tribute to Martin Luther King Jr., who had died earlier in the year. Notice that Robert Kennedy in gematria sums to 66. He died on June 6th, 6-6. Robert Kennedy in simple English gematria also sums to 156, another special number. The number 911, 911 is the 156th prime number. Show you something real quick. The Kennedy family is very much connected to the number 33. Kennedy equals 33. They hail out of Massachusetts, one of 3 states with a gematria of 33. If you write out 33 as a word, it sums to 66 the small way and 156 the big way, just like the name Robert Kennedy. His assassin, Sirhan Sirhan, is a name with 33 and 42 gematria. Notice he made the big headlines on the 42nd day of the year, February 11th. Sirhan Sirhan equals 66, like Robert Kennedy equals 66, dead on 6-6. It said that Robert Kennedy died at 1:44 in the morning on June 6th. This is interesting because his brother died on the first day of Sagittarius, which has gematria of 144. His brother was the 44th term president, and he was speaking out about the death of Martin Luther King Jr., who died on April 4th. You see how this all comes together? These numbers, these coded numbers, are a practice of the Freemasons and Zionists who rule over us. And all this time we've been living in this nation, history has been made by the numbers again and again. Part of the reason history repeats is because the Freemasons are in control of history. Check this out. History 42, Freemason 42. This story from the 42nd day of the year. So Sirhan Sirhan in history is born in the year 44, the kill number, currently 71. And I just showed how 44 sums out to 144. The only other number that does is 71. In simple English gematria also sums to 144, just like 44. So Sirhan Sirhan, born in 44, currently 71. Notice he's from the Zionist state of Israel. Zionism, Freemasonry, very much centered around the number 33. Israel first created with a 33-member vote by the United Nations, which has a 33-part symbol, a Masonic Zionist front. Sirhan Sirhan's supposed birth, March 19th, 44, a date with 66 numerology, connecting to his name, connecting to Robert Kennedy, connecting to the date of death. Also, March 19th is the 78th day of the year. 78th day of the year. Robert and Kennedy both equal 78. Again, all these coded numbers. His death came 10 days after his speech on gun control. 10 days later equals 144. In history, Abraham Lincoln dreamed that he would be shot on April 4th, only to be shot 10 days later, April 14th. He would die early in the morning the next day, April 15th, a lot like Kennedy. 144 in the morning in Pythagorean gematria even sums to 144. That credit goes out to Sam, a fellow subscriber, someone who's often helping in the comments. Thank you, Sam. The date Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassin died, a date with 144 numerology. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., all these assassinations connected to 44. The first president to die in office. So many. So many famous assassinations and death connected to the number 44. So there's Sirhan Sirhan, who supposedly spent his whole life in prison. Look at this little caption here in the article that comes out on the 42nd day. Kennedy, who was the younger brother of slain President John F. Kennedy, was shot June 5th, 1968 at the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles just after he'd won the state's Democratic presidential primary. The 42-year-old candidate died the next day. 42. This story comes out on the 42nd day of the year. These people are laughing at us. Where he died, the Ambassador Hotel has gematria of 153. And if you know your Bible, the miraculous catch is of 153 fish. Fish, a word with 42 gematria. Miraculous, a word with 42 gematria. The original Bibles were 42-line Bibles that were 66 books in number. The Masons code these numbers from places of significance such as spiritual texts, such as the Bible, such as the Quran. None of this is arbitrary. This is how the Masons and Zionists operate. This is how our history has been woven. In this article, they give us this character named Paul Charade. These people are playing charades. Charade, a name with 58 gematria, just like Freemasonry. Also, I point out the Catholic connection, Jesuit connection. JFK, his brother, the only Catholic president. Catholic has a gematria of 35. JFK was the 35th president. Catholic itself has gematria of 71. See my video on the 33-day Pope who died on a date with 44 numerology. So many assassinations in history by the numbers. Masons, Zionists, Jesuits. These are the secret societies. These are the elite orders that rule over us by the numbers. JFK was shot in Dealey Plaza, named after a 33rd degree Freemason, on November 22nd, the first day of Sagittarius. 11 plus 22, 33, plus 63 more the year he was shot, 96. The word Freemasons, 96. I have much longer videos on the deaths of Robert Kennedy and John F. Kennedy and Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X. Please check out those videos. Please share these videos. Please spread this knowledge. When you expose it all, when you show how it's all been done, the truth becomes undeniable. This stuff has the power to wake people, and as a people we must awake, because right now we all live under tyrants, and all of our lives are worse off for that. Most of us grind for less money than we deserve. In turn, we have less time to spend with our friends and family. This tyranny, it affects us all. And that's why the truth must be brought out and the tyrants must be exposed. Until next time, Truth Seeker.